So Atlanta is growing fast, but keeping a roof over your head has never been tougher. Rents are rising, affordable homes are disappearing, and even the middle-class families are finding themselves priced out. The Atlanta Regional Commission calculates roughly 52% of renters in Metro Atlanta are cost burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income just on housing. They estimate a shortage of about 68,000 affordable units for households making $80,000 or less. And in just the past 5 years, Metro Atlanta has lost more than 230,000 affordable rentals, including more than 54,000 units under $800 a month. The only growth has been in high rent apartments over $1,500 a month. Here from the Atlanta Regional Commission is Ann Carpenter. She is the Chief Research and Innovative Officer. Ann, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Chesley. Great to be here.
I'm glad you're with us. When you hear the stories of teachers or firefighters being priced out of their communities that they serve in, what does that say about the state of the housing in Atlanta right now?
Yeah, Atlanta had a reputation really for being a more affordable market for many years. And so this is a concern, and it's really a concern across the metro area. You know, for years, this was kind of seen as maybe more of a city of Atlanta issue, but we're seeing that these cost pressures are more widespread, really spreading into more of our suburban areas and really across the region.
Yeah, you heard me say earlier, and you laid out the definition of cost burden as being 30%, spending more than 30% of your income just on housing alone. But some would feel like they're not that burdened. How complex is this definition?
So affordability is quite relative. It means that the housing costs for a rental home or to own a home are such that that family can still afford their basic necessities and expenses, and really ideally have some sort of cushion left over for savings or emergencies. And so when you look at how you breaking that down by income level, for folks who are making $80,000 a year, that number is smaller. If they're making $30,000 a year, it's even smaller. So I think we need to think about this in a very relative way on a sliding scale, and think about people's opportunities to kind of invest in their future with that additional cushion that they should have. Are they not spending so much on their rent or housing costs?
Yeah, and your organization has been sounding an alarm for years. Why hasn't that translated into real relief for renters on the ground?
So we are working on this issue, and it's been gaining momentum. So we have a lot of optimism about the work that we're doing now, and hopeful that it can start to make a change. One of the things that we have provided and created is the Metro Atlanta Housing Strategy, which is at metroatlhousing.org. And this tool really helps at the community level, our jurisdictions, cities, and counties understand the challenges that they're facing in particular, and in that context, help them to understand solutions for increasing the supply of affordable housing or increasing housing affordability in their areas. So we do know that there's no kind of silver bullet or one-size-fits-all solution, and that's why we're helping to create more customized solutions and a suite of kind of options for these communities. And then coming in and like helping to set the table with cross-sector partners, because we know that housing doesn't happen in a vacuum, that there are so many other kind of issues at play in terms of making sure that households can create and maintain financial stability. And so these are a couple of ways that we're working with our partners across the region on really helping to establish and promote some customized solutions for increasing the supply of affordable housing.
Yeah, and let's say, for example, nothing changes. What's the worst case scenario for Atlanta's housing affordability by the end of the decade?
Oh, the worst case scenario. That's not something I really want to think about, Chesley. I do think that this is an issue that's going to affect our economic kind of competitiveness. We have been growing and continuing to grow over the past decades, although at a slower rate than we did in, say, the 90s or the early 2000s. And I think that this will really start to impact that growth and to slow it down and to perhaps prevent new jobs from coming in and from new Atlantans from moving here and having economic opportunity, essentially.
All right, Ann Carpenter, thanks so much for joining us, and thanks so much for your insight today.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.